Hi, I'm Brandy Wilkie, and this is Donna Wilkie from Summerhill Equestrian Center. Today she'll be giving us some insight on the equine industry. So Donna, what is your normal day like at Summerhill?
My normal day starts about 7 a.m. When I arrive at the barn, I overlook the horses and feed them their supplements, which consist of vitamins, extra food to keep them fat, medication if needed. After that, I normally pull out tack, get that ready, and then ride between 4 to 5 horses that particular day. Each horse gets groomed thoroughly and bathed or hosed after each ride, and then put away, and they get to relax for the rest of the day. And then I'm either cleaning stalls, cleaning tack, overlooking other horses that I don't take care of on a day-to-day basis, and then finally go home and get some lunch.
Wow, you have a busy day. So what is your history like in the equine industry?
Well, I started riding at age 12, taking sporadic lessons when I could afford them here or there, renting horses, finally to leasing a horse, to purchasing my own horse when I was about 15. And then people saw me ride. I would go to shows. They'd ask me to ride their horses. And then I kind of just started training, not on a professional basis, just for my own knowledge. I'd go to horse shows and watch and learn and apply. All the while, I really didn't have any consistent training on my part because I couldn't afford it. About 8 years ago, I was asked at my current barn, Summerhill Equestrian Center, to be their head trainer for the hunter jumper division, and it was a lifelong dream. It's something I've worked for all my life, and I love it.
So you've been professionally training for about 8 years now?
That's correct.
And what are some difficulties about this training?
The difficulties are various. First of all, being at a barn that is not, how should I say this, expensive. We're a low budget barn. Seeing horses that are dumped there and neglected by their owners, that is one of the hardest things. They're lacking in extra food and vitamins that they might need, hoof care, just love and attention, which every horse should have. That is probably one of the hardest things to see. Other difficulties, of course, is when your horses go lame. Owners don't take care of them the way that we see fit. They go out and ride them, and they're sore or limping, and that's hard to overlook. But if they're not one of my clients, it's something that I have to do because they're not asking me for my professional opinion.
Okay, so now on the other hand, what are some positives of this career?
Oh, positives. There are so many. First of all, no 2 days are ever the same with any horse, which is great and sometimes not great, but usually great because you don't get stuck in a rut like you would at a desk job, doing the same job over and over. We have our own personalities. Horses have their own personalities, so it's a mixture of who knows what you're going to get that day. I work usually at my own pace and my own time, my own hours I make. I'm out in the fresh air, and that is a huge reward. And I'm also bonding and communicating with all of these wonderful animals. It makes you forget about whatever is happening at home or outside the barn because it's just me and my horse at the time, are communicating and learning together, and that's a wonderful thing that is hard to find at a desk job.
So I know you just told me a bunch of positives, but could you wean it down to one favorite particular thing of your career?
Of a positive, my career, I guess bonding with your horse, being with your horses every day, even though they might smell like poop, it's a great job.
So you said that you're at a smaller barn. Could you tell me some goals that you have to maybe expand?
Well,
We're having some technical difficulties. 1 second. Okay, back to some goals on expanding.
oh, no problem.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
No worries. Of course, I always want to build up my clientele, bring in more horses, more riders, have more lessons, instruct more people, get them knowledgeable on their riding. I am a very competitive person, so taking these riders to shows and seeing the rewards of their accomplishments in the show ring, of how hard they've worked at home to build and bond with their horse, and that is just wonderful to see.
Awesome. So is there any features you'd wish to change in this industry? More technical difficulties. Give us 1 second. Donna, there was technical difficulties. Could you tell us some features you'd wish to change in this industry?
Yeah, I wish I could make a lot more money. Even though the equine industry is quite expensive, unfortunately, that's usually for the purchase of a horse. Of course, I'd like to make more money so I could afford to own more horses, but that's not always possible. I just enjoy being with them, and really, my career at this point is pretty full as far as horses, and I don't know that I would change anything at this moment.
And lastly, Donna, could you tell us some of your views on the future of this industry?
Well, the industry is always going to go on because horses are always going to be around, whether it's in a positive or a negative matter. There's always going to be horse showing. There's always going to be horse racing. Like I said, the industry's not going anywhere. It's just going to get more and more expensive is how I see it. Here again, it comes into the old saying, money talks. The more money you have in this industry, the higher level you can get. A $5,000 horse is just as well as a $500,000 horse in two different perspectives of people. So if you don't have a high budget, you can still be in this sport. If you have sponsors and backers, you can go up to the upper levels, such as the Olympics. So the sport is always going to continue. Hopefully, things as far as discarding the unwanted animals will get better. As far as the slaughterhouses and stuff, that's a whole nother view to this side of the sport. So the horse industry will always thrive. That's what it comes down to in a nutshell.
Okay, well, thank you for telling us about the life of the equine industry, specifically as a trainer.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking me.
No problem. All right.